That's what we're talking about here today. What's going on, Joseph? Good day. How are you? Good to see you as well. Just checking to see if we're live here. Perfect. We are all set to go. So, guys, what's up? My name is Lydia Catherine. I am, quick background about me, just so you have a little bit of context. I'm also a board certified hypnotist, and this is the group and community specifically for hypnotists and holistic practitioners who want to get into charging high ticket, higher price, and get away from single sessions, low quality clients, tire kickers, window shoppers, all that stuff. So guys, how I like to roll out with every Wednesday training is by having you introduce yourself. So go ahead and comment in the box below, guys. Let me know if you can see me and hear me okay. Guys, give me a thumbs up or a yes, or give me something. Let me know if you can see me and hear me okay. And then we will get rolling here. Are you guys good? Let me know. It looks like I can see comments, which is good. I wasn't able to last time. So guys, are you able to see me and hear me okay? Give me something, give me a yes or give me a thumbs up, and then we'll get started on today's topic. This is an opportunity for all of you watching here. Every Wednesday, we do live trainings. This is an opportunity for you to get live coaching and get your questions answered. You know, I give away a lot of stuff that, you know, only paying clients are getting. So stay tuned. A lot of good stuff coming your way. So yeah, thanks Zadia for being here, and Joseph, loud and clear. Perfect. So guys, welcome to Six Figure Spirit. Some of you are brand new. So for those of you who are new, my name is Lydia Catherine. I am the founder here at Six Figure Spirit. And this is the group for hypnotists and holistic practitioners who are maybe charging, you know, $2,000 or below, or maybe even $5,000 and below for their offers, you know, maybe lower ticket offers, which means lower quality clients. But right, no surprise there. Low ticket offers means low invested clients. So how many of you here, let's do a quick poll here, are doing low ticket right now? So when I say low ticket, like we'll say 4,000 and below. So how many of you are doing lower ticket right now and are ready, you want to move into higher ticket, higher quality clients? Just drop the phrase high ticket below, just so I can see who I'm talking here to today, to make sure that this is relevant for you guys. So how many of you here are like maybe charging a couple thousand here, maybe 3,000 there, maybe 1,000 here for your programs and offers, or maybe you're doing single sessions and you want to get away from that and you want to move into the high ticket? Just go ahead and drop the word high ticket below, and that'll give me a good idea of where you guys are. All right. Who here's wanting to move into charging high ticket specifically? Olga says, I think I am low ticket now and do not like it. Yeah, and you know what? Don't beat yourselves up. You know, this is what we're taught, right? We're taught to sell our time. We're taught to charge like a therapist, right? Like session per session, right? And I did this too for a while, and it just doesn't create a livable income. How many of you are noticing that this just does not create a livable income? In fact, I actually talked to a lot of counselors and a lot of therapists and psychotherapists and all blah, 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 and they are not making livable wages. Did you guys know that? Like the model that you guys are following and that we've been taught to follow at the end of our certifications, the model itself does not create a livable wage, okay, without grinding away. Have you guys noticed this? Okay, so like I said, I attract these people. I attract psychotherapists, counselors, not a whole lot of psychologists. I feel like they're not really as conscious as they need to be to make this transition. I feel like that's a little bit earlier on. They're a little bit sooner in their journey. But as you know, we become more conscious, we become more aware of the fact that therapy is not enough, right? And so psychologists I don't get a lot of, but I get more of a psychotherapy, counselor, I get social workers, people who are kind of drifting away from traditional therapy. But what they all say is the same thing, in that this model does not create a living wage. Okay? And I've heard it over and over again. So just as doing low ticket, looking for consistent high ticket sales. Yeah. So we'll talk about consistency and predictability in the business. In fact, maybe that'll be next week's live stream. So I'll make a note. So creating predictability. How many of you here would like to know the secret to creating consistency and predictability in your hypnosis or holistic business? Like, drop the word, just drop me below, and I'll make a note. Predictability for a live stream for next week. Is that fair to you guys? You guys want to know about that? Can you post the Zoom link? Lark, we actually switched over to doing Facebook Lives. So if you actually click into the video, you'll be able to engage. We're no longer doing Zooms. I just found it to be an extra step. So if you're in the group, you're watching from the group, you're good to go. I'll be able to see your comments. So yeah, so for those of you guys who have been in the group a little longer, I used to do Zoom Lives. I found that a lot of people were getting confused and getting split between here and there. So we're back here doing Facebook Live. So if you're watching from the group, you're in the right place. You're golden. So going back to what I was saying, the model we're taught is already not working for the people we're modeling, right? But this is being passed down, okay? So the question became for me when I was a hypnotist, I still am, but when I was running a hypnosis practice 2.5 years ago, the question became, how can I mimic, phone just keeps ringing. How can I mimic like these high ticket coaches, right? How many of you here are wondering how these coaches are doing it? Like, how can we apply coaching principles to a hypnosis practice or a holistic practice or a Reiki practice or, doing tarot or remote viewing or whatever your background is? How many of you would love to learn how to apply these principles for your field specifically? Drop the word healing below if you guys want to know how to apply these coaching principles to your niche specifically, because this is where most hypnotists and healers get hung up on. All right. So yeah, we'll talk about creating predictability next week and consistency. A lot of that's going to have to do with your marketing. However, a lot of that has to do with how you structure your offer as well. Okay. So so let's talk about this. So how do you know when it's time to switch over to high ticket? How do you know when it's time? Like, the question is, should you switch over today, right? What has to be going on? When is it a good idea to switch over? Because by the time most hypnotists and healers find me, they're typically doing single sessions or they're charging for their time. Maybe they're charging a big package, but it's still for their time. So Eric, good to see you. Good to see you, Eric. So we want to get away from this charging for your time thing, and here's why. Because before I switched over to a high ticket model, I could not take on any more clients. Like, the only way to scale was to open up more weekend time, work later, start earlier, like maybe hire someone to partner with. Like, how many of you are in this place right now? Drop the word scale if this is you. So you're in this place right now, you're like, how do I scale? And you're debating, should I start a wellness center? Should I hire a partner to delegate some clients to and split the revenue? Should I open up weekends, holidays? Like, how do I get more time becomes the question. Okay. Olga's asking, or says, when I work every day, have no free time and still struggling. Exactly. And this is not surprising. There's nothing wrong with you, Olga. There's nothing wrong with your services. It's just we've been taught this from people who are already still struggling. You know what I mean? We're learning from people who haven't figured it out. So Spencer, good to see you. So guys, how I like to get like the ball rolling and get the party started is go ahead. If you're new to this group, what I like to do is go ahead and introduce yourself, who you are, who you help, and what are your modalities? Like, what are your what are your, what I like to call spiritual superpowers? Because I think they're superpowers. I really think we are like kind of super beings in a way. So share in the comments below who you are, who do you help, and what is your background? Like what are your spiritual superpowers? And then I love to see what kind of modalities and healers that we attract. And then also there's a lot of new modalities coming out. So now what I'm noticing start to pour in are like human design coaches. Human design coaches, I don't know who started this, but that's something that's starting to appear. So just a bunch of new modalities that are coming out into the field. So time to get on your pedestal, guys, and show off what's your background and how do you help people? Like what are your modalities? And we'll just get the ball rolling from there. And then also, like I mentioned, this is an opportunity for you guys to get coaching every Wednesday. So take advantage of this. I'm always spilling a lot of juicy stuff. Sometimes I wonder whether I should be sharing this stuff for free, but at the end of the day, I want to see you guys get results too. So I'm here to help you guys too. All right. So how do you know whether it's time to switch over to high ticket? So I'll tell you when it was time for me was I realized this system of waiting for people to book on a website, charging lower ticket. By the way, guys, my computer has died a couple times over the past week. If it happens again, I'll be back. I'm just gonna flip to my other computer. So if I close out here, I'm gonna knock on wood right now. If that happens, we'll be back up. I just have to switch to my other laptop. But so far, so good. So technology, right? If it's not one thing, it's another. So, okay. So when is it time to switch over? Is when you're ready to bring in consistency with your revenue and with your clients, okay? So how many of you here want more consistency in your business? That's probably one of the biggest pain points that I hear from hypnotists and healers is that they just don't know when the next client's going to come. They don't know when I almost said patient, when the next client or the next payment is going to come. How many of you are dealing with this right now? Like there's no predictability. Drop the word consistent in the comments if this is where you're at right now. Like you're ready, you're done with this sort of free-falling type of way of managing a business, and you want to know how others are doing it and creating that consistency in the business. Just drop the word consistent inside of the chat. And guys, yeah, like I said, if you are, how I like to start off these calls is go ahead and introduce yourself. And what is your background? What are your spiritual superpowers? So Chris says, welcome, Chris. I believe you're pretty new in the last week or so. So you are a human design coach. There we go. See? Got it. So breath work. Yeah, we have a lot of sound healers, breath work, tarot, Reiki. We've got a ton of Reiki masters here. And the strategies that I share here for hypnotists work for any holistic practitioner. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the modality. Why? Because that's not what we're selling anymore. We're not selling modalities anymore. We're charging for our value. Okay? And so you work mainly with people processing trauma and those wanting to delve deeper into their own spiritual healing. Very cool. Awesome. Welcome to the group, Chris. Hopefully you'll find value out of being here. And okay, so let's jump back in here. So you're ready for consistency. You're ready for consistency, predictability with clients, with client payments. Okay, that was the first sign it was time to switch over. So who here is ready for that? Like just drop the word consistent. If you're ready, raise your hand if like that's something you're ready for right now. Okay, many of you are, that's the one thing that's keeping you at your job. How many of you are like, this is keeping you at your job right now, like not having the consistency? Like 1 month is 2,000 here, 1 month is 7,000, 1 month is 8,000, 1 month is 5,000. Like it just, you're scared to death to leave because you don't know what next month's going to look like. And I wouldn't leave either, by the way. I wouldn't leave either. Now I was fired. I was fired from my job and was forced to make it work. I shouldn't say that. I chose to make it work after being fired. But that's, you know, that was the one thing that was keeping me at my job, was not having that. All right. You feel like the next thing to look for is you feel like clients are not showing up and they're not taking the work seriously, as they're not playing on your level. So how many of you feel like you're not really attracting your ideal client right now? Drop the word client below if this is resonating for you. So this can look like you're taking the work more seriously than they do. Okay? They're not doing the homework. They're not taking you seriously. They're not taking your time seriously. So this can look like rescheduling and ghosting, right? So how many of you here, drop the word client below, are ready to attract like ballers? I call them ballers, like people who are going to play on your level, take the work just as seriously as you do, take your time seriously, and take the homework seriously that you give them, right? Because what good is a client if you're going to get just bad PR? Like, what's the point of having a client who you're getting paid, but it's like blood money. It's like you don't even want it. Like, you know, it's bad PR. It doesn't look good for you. It depletes your confidence. When these clients aren't taking you seriously or the work seriously, right? So Shaman says this. Yep, preach. Like, yep, cool. Anyone else? Anyone else feeling like I need clients on my level now? That's where I was before I made this change. All right. So you're ready. You're done with your current clients. Maybe you have that one all-star, but for the most part, they're not the ideal clients. You feel like you're underselling yourself. So you've pretty much had it. You've had enough of undercharging for your value. You've had enough. Like somewhere deep down, you've realized like this doesn't make any logical sense to charge $1,000, $2,000 for something that could transform someone's life for good. So how many of you feeling this way right now? Let's drop the word value. Drop the word value below if this is where you are right now. Okay, so for me it was a gut feeling. It was just a gut feeling of this doesn't make any logical sense. It was a logical thing and a feeling. So why are we charging less than like a weight loss center? Why are we charging less than like surgeons? You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are going for weight loss help to surgeons for $10,000, and then we charge $2,000 for our help. That to me didn't make any sense. Okay, how was I going to get the client to invest themselves, right? Okay. All right, so Shaman, you agree with that too? Anyone else agree with that? Drop the word value below. Who else agrees that this is where this has got to change for you right now? Like game over. That's pretty much where I was. Anyone else feeling this way right now? Or is it just Shaman? Is it just Shaman? Appreciate you being honest, Shaman. But anyone else feeling this way right now? Spencer, yeah, agree. Yep. Chris says value. Cool. Yeah, cool. So we're all on the same page, not just me and Shaman. Okay, cool. All right. At this point, you may be feeling bad accepting money. A lot of us feel guilty for charging. I talked about this on last week's live. How many of you here, and I knew it was time to change when it didn't make any sense to feel guilty about this. Like, why am I feeling guilty or feeling bad about charging for someone when they're going out and buying new cars and they're going out and going on cruises and vacations and and taking their kids to Disney World and this and that? I'm like, why do I feel bad? Again, it became like a feeling, but also the logic didn't make any sense, right? Shaman says, I like when you share the other week, sometimes we're the last stop. Look, I think we're always the last stop. I mean, where else are they going to go? Where else let me rephrase that. Where else are your ideal clients, your dream clients? Where else are they going to go? You know, when clients come to me with what I offer, who is my perfect client, who fits the exact pain points, right? I'm like, where else are you going to go? And I don't mean that from like a place of on my pedestal. I'm not saying I'm the best coach in the world, not at all, right? But I'm like, I see my value for my perfect client, right? So how many of you right now, and you probably do, how many of you see your value for your perfect client right now? Let's do a quick poll here. Drop yes in the comments if you do. Drop no if you don't. If you don't, that's okay. We'll talk about that. But how many of you right now, you know your value, like you know your shit for your dream clients? I can tell you, I'm a hell yes. Like, I know my client's pain point, my dream client's pain point. I know exactly what they're going through. I know where they are in their journey. I know exactly how we need to pivot to get money coming in the door. Like, I know my client in and out, like backwards and forwards. So if you don't have that right now, that may be what's keeping you from increasing your prices. Okay. Olga says, yeah, after working with me, I see people blossoming, going to Bali. We're going to change all that. I'll tell you, Olga, we're going to change all that. That's all going to, not that they can't go travel after they work with you. That's not what we want to create here. We don't want to be like, now the investment in us can't let you go on vacation. No, we want to make sure like, hey, how can we make this work for you and go on vacation, right? And get the car and do those things, right? So it's not about crippling people. It's about like, how can we get them to see the same level of investment and importance in their own work, right, with us. So Shaman, I love it. Spencer getting there. Joseph, superpowers, experience, unique energy modalities, leader of the meows. You're a cat leader too. Yep, I got my meow sitting behind me here. Military veteran, thank you for your service. And a musician, cool. That's the one part of my brain I cannot play an instrument, my God. I've never got into it, wasn't my, but I can sing okay. But I'm not going on American Idol anytime soon. All right, so that was the end of that piece. Another cue that it's time to switch over to high ticket is that you're attracting clients with a fix me attitude. So how many of you get people coming in now and they're like, fix me? Maybe they're not saying it, but they're coming in, sitting down, like it's their next doctor's appointment. It's like just another stop on the route home. They're not taking it seriously, and it's like, hey, just wave your magic wand or like do your thing, say your magic words, and then I'm gonna be on my way, and I'll let you know if it works. I couldn't get rid of these people soon enough, right? Am I resonating with anybody here? Like, fix me, I'll let you know how it works. And then these people typically come back with nothing crazy, like nothing dramatic. I mean, every once in a while I had that one client that just had massive results, and they took the work seriously. But that's going to be less than the majority if you're not in high ticket right now. Carry me up the mountain. Exactly. Carry me up the mountain. 100%. Yeah. So part of switching over to high ticket, and we'll talk about this in a minute, is, and I'm going to make a note of this so I don't forget, is about giving responsibility back to your clients. So I'm going to make a note real quick so I don't forget. Okay. All right. So if you're dealing with this right now, it's time to switch over to high ticket. Like, there's no time to waste. You're wasting time. You're leaving money on the table by entertaining these clients, these fix me clients, right? I even had moms and dads drop off their children. How many of you had this? You have parents dropping off their children, like, fix my child. Fix my child. How many of you have had that before? Let me know below. Has anyone else experienced that? I'm just curious. A quick poll here. Because it was pretty bad that the parents weren't even involved in their child's inner work. It's mind-blowing to me how neglectful some parents can be nowadays. And I talked to them about this. I'd be like, no, you're here. We're going to work all of us together. We're not going to do work here like I'm going to fix your car and send them on home. Like, they're not a car. And then you don't see them again. You know? People will shell out thousands for you to fix their kids, but when it comes to fixing themselves, they won't put anything into it. It's pretty bad. But anyway, it's not our job to heal everybody, right? We just want to heal the right people who want us to help them heal themselves, right? So that was an interesting, as a hypnotist, that was an interesting thing to see. So Band-Aid on a gunshot wound. 100%. Yep. So you're getting people with this "you fix me" attitude, right? And I'll let you know if it works. Puts a lot of pressure on you right? A lot, and I see a lot of hypnotists and healers holding themselves back because they're taking on this pressure. They're taking on this pressure of, what if I don't deliver client results? What if I'm not good enough? What if the client doesn't get? If the client doesn't get results, that's not on you. That's not on you, right? If your intention's in the right place, they're going to get results. They're going to get results. Okay. If they don't, they're either bullshitting you or they didn't engage. They didn't show up. They didn't engage or show up. That's what I believe. So anyway, rant for another time. Okay. Like I said, you're at this place right now. Maybe you're making some money. Maybe you're making $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month, $5,000 a month, whatever. But it's not really a livable. Like maybe you're covering business expenses, but you're not really. It's not comfortable. Basically, you're just not comfortable right now. And that's where I was before I switched over to this model as well. Something had to give. Like something had to give, especially because I got fired. Okay. But hopefully you don't have to wait till you're fired or you're in a desperate position like I was for you to make these changes. That's why I built this whole business. So that doesn't have to be your story. It doesn't have to take you 7-8 years to figure this out like it did for me. It could take you, a quarter of that time if you do that right. All right. If you're waiting, like I said earlier, if you're waiting on the next payment, the next client, again, inconsistency, it's time to switch over to a higher ticket offer. Okay. So after that being said, how many of you guys here, let's do a quick poll. Like, you're like, this is me. Like, I got to switch over to high ticket now. Just drop the word high ticket below. If this is like, yep, check. Lydia said check. Time to switch over to high ticket. How many of you are like, that's pretty much what I just said today? Just drop the word high ticket below. And for those of you who are new to the group, really quick here, if you did not get connected with any of the trainings or the course on your way in, Zadia, would you mind dropping your m.me link? And then she is my moderator and assistant here. Zadia, would you drop your m.me link? And then guys, if you need to get connected to any of the trainings in the group, these are free, by the way. Any of the free trainings, we've got a lot here in the group. Or you didn't get the mini course, go ahead, Zadia, drop your link. And then tap her link and drop her the word training. And then we'll get you connected with the best resources that we have in this group based on where you are and what you need at this moment. Okay? So that should be coming shortly. So right now, Zadia is blocked from messaging people. So she won't be able to get to you unless you message her first. So it's an unfortunate ban that we're dealing with right now. So guys, if you want to get the course, if you want to get the trainings, again, we've got years of stuff here. So tap her link, message her the word training. She'll get you over to you what you need based on where you are right now. She will not be able to message you first, unfortunately. So just tap her link, and then she will rock and roll with you guys. And then let's talk about it. So what are the key differences here between high ticket and low ticket offers? That's what you guys are here to learn today, right? That's probably why you're all here. So without further ado, let's jump in. So you guys ready to go? You guys ready to talk about this? Drop the word, let's drop 10K below. Let's do a fun phrase. Drop the word 10K below if you guys are ready for me to go through these top differences here between low ticket and high ticket. Let me know you guys are still with me, even though we're about 30 minutes past the hour. Do that while I get a drink here real quick. So my voice, Olga says, 1,000. 1,000, love it. Let's get a couple more here, guys. Let's get a couple more here. Cool, Shaman 10K. Let's get one more. Give me one more 10K, and then we'll jump into the biggest key differences between a low ticket and a high ticket offer. And then, yeah, Zadia just posted her link, guys. So if you do need that, she'll get you linked up with everything we have in the group. Joseph says 11K. I like it. You're your own self, your own creative. All right, let's jump in, guys. So the key differences here between low ticket and high ticket, okay? So I've talked about this numerous times, but it probably is the most important piece, is high ticket offers are not about your time at all. Not about your time at all. High ticket offers, we are charging for the value you provide from a customer's point of view. So this is no longer about how many sessions, how many hours with you, how often you meet, any of this stuff. In fact, by the time you even talk about this stuff, your prospects should be already ready to go. They should already be sold. It should be just be logistics at this point. So I'll give you guys a quick tip here. Never ever talk about the logistics until you have the buy-in that your process is good, they love it, they're ready to go, and it's just about logistics. Okay? So we're removing talking about our time and how often we're going to see them, because what ends up happening, right? I think Lark, if you're still here, I think we talked about this a couple months ago, right? People look up and they start calculating how much it is per session, right? How many of you guys are dealing with this right now? Like, you talk about how many sessions or how much time with you, blah, blah, blah. Clients look up and they're like calculating how much per session, how much, and maybe they're getting out a calculator. They're like, yeah. Anyone else here dealing with that right now? I remember dealing with this too. Any of you guys here want to know how to handle that? Any of you guys here want to know how to handle that? I know, Lark, we talked about this before. Computer wants to keep going to sleep. But anyone else here want to know how to handle that? Obviously, we want to be proactive and prevent this from coming up, which is why I'm telling you to never talk about this till they're bought in already on the process. But let's pretend it does come up. Anyone here want to know how to handle this? If not, we'll just move on, because I don't want to repeat stuff if you guys aren't having this issue. Anyone here want to know how to handle that? I'll get 5, 4. So Lark wants to hear one more time. Anyone else? 3. Give me one more, guys, if you want me to go over it, because I don't want to waste time if you guys... Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. Awesome. Olga says, I calculate inside my own head, inside yourself, when I spend 2 or more hours instead of 1.5. Yeah, let's get away from this math here, guys. All right. So let's pretend we did the call right. Let's say we did this right, and they're still going up, and they're like, okay, calculator time, right? Here's what you're going to do, and here's what I used to do, okay? Now, this doesn't happen anymore because I prevent this from happening now, but let's say if this does happen, right? The minute they start looking up, or they get out their calculator, you're gonna stop, you're gonna pattern interrupt that shit. So if you're a hypnotist, you know what I'm talking about. You're gonna pattern interrupt this stuff. Okay? You're gonna be like, whoa, hold on. Hold on, right there. Pause. All right, let me ask you something. Are you going and calculating how much it is per session right now? Right? Shamika says yes. Okay, cool. All right. So you're going to stop them right there. Pause everything. Are you going in and calculating how much it is per session right now? Okay. They're probably going to be like, oh, yeah. Yeah, I want to find out how much it's going to be, blah, blah. Yeah, totally understand. 100% get it. Let me ask you something. If this was free on YouTube, let's pretend I could work with you for free on YouTube. Like, I could just put this personalized work on YouTube for you. Would you show up the same? Would you be as committed as if this was up on YouTube for free? They're probably going to say no, right? They're probably going to say no. So part of what I'm doing right now is I'm debunking myths about investing in yourself. Okay, first I'm like, look, this is a personal investment in yourself. And the value here is not on my time and me showing up. The value here is on the work that you do, the work that you put in. I can guide you. I can put you in the car. I can I can show you how to drive the Lamborghini, right? I can point you to the Lamborghini. We can sit inside. I can show you how to use it. But if you don't hit the gas, there is no value here. There is no value here. So the value is going to come from you doing the work and being committed. So that being said, the way this price point here is not broken down per session. It's so that you are committed to the process and you show up how I need you to so that you get the results you're looking for. So go ahead, put the calculator down. Put the calculator down. What is this number, is it worth it to you to invest in? I mean, are you going to be committed if you were to invest this? Right? So you stop the pattern, okay? And then you ask them a question, like, are you calculating this, like, right? Find out if they're actually doing that, right? And then you need to re-educate them on the importance of investing in this and being committed. And it is not about me showing up in my time. It is about you showing up and being engaged. Okay? This isn't therapy sessions anymore. Okay? Is that helpful for you guys? Does that feel empowering for you guys when people go into this place? Okay? Is this helpful? What we're doing here is we're challenging their thinking. We're challenging their logic, which is per session, let me calculate, show up, sit down, and go. We're not. If we let them get away with this, this is exactly what's going to happen. Whether they invest or not, they're putting the value on your time. So you got to re-educate them. No, here's the value. And one analogy I used to give people is like, hey, look, let's pretend you signed up for a college course, right? You signed up for a college course. And you're coming to the classroom, right? You're coming to the class, you're sitting down. If you don't do the homework, if you don't study for the tests, if you don't engage, is there any value? Is there any value? No. It's the same here. Great analogy. Great analogy. There's no value if you don't apply yourself. Okay? So that is going to do two things. It's going to inspire or not inspire your prospects to step up and invest in themselves and take responsibility and ownership for their part in your relationship. Cool? Yeah. Yep. I'll send out the replay later this week, guys. Olga's saying she wants to reflect on this. Yep. Replay will go out later this week. But yeah, good one, right? That's how you stop that nonsense. All right. Well, let's keep going here because I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. So second thing here, big difference here, is that low ticket is typically 5,000 and below. So the shy end of the pool for high ticket offers is starting at a $5,000 price point. So other coaches may fight me on this. I don't care, whatever. This is what I see as high ticket. All the hypnotists and healers I'm working with are charging $5,000 or more for their offers. So it's the shy end of the pool. It's the lower end of high ticket. It's a good place to start if you don't have a lot of testimonials or social proof. Maybe you're switching over to a brand new niche, right? And so maybe you don't have a lot of social proof. So 5K is going to be a good place to start for this type of offer. Okay. Now, if you have a lot of social proof, you may want to think about increasing your price point. However, there are other things to look for before you increase your price point. Maybe I'll do a live stream on that later on in the month too. Would you guys like a live stream on that? How to know when to increase your prices? Would you guys like a live training on that? Let me know and I'll write it down. Just give me a yes below if you guys want to train. How to know when to increase your price point. There's 4 things to look for. This should not be an emotional decision. This should not be an emotional decision. Again, this should be based on data and numbers, not on, feeling pissed off at your client for underselling yourself. Like, that's not feeling mad at yourself, resentful. That is not the key indicator to raise your prices, okay? Now, if you're already underselling yourself, you probably could get away with it, right? But then you're still selling from a place of resentment, right? So that's not going to be the best motivation to increase your price point, right? We want to look at data and logic, okay? So, all right, so I'll make a note. So I'll do a live stream on creating predictability and increasing price point. Okay. All right, cool. That was a great idea. I'm glad I'm taking notes. So low ticket is typically 1 to 4,000. You know, I mean, between 4 and 5,000. Now we're getting into higher ticket, but the shy end of the pool is 5K. All right. All right. Let's keep on rolling. Next thing here is value-based offers. So high ticket offers tend to offer higher level long-term results. Okay. Do they have to? No, but they tend to cover more of the bases, meaning they tackle all of your ideal clients' needs. They tackle all of your ideal clients' needs. Here's a great example of this. Let's say you're in the weight loss niche. You're a weight loss hypnotist or weight loss Reiki master or whatever. Rather than just helping them out with their energy work, maybe you give them a guide, a nutrition guide. Maybe you do like a virtual grocery shop with your client, right? Like, how else can you help cover all the bases so there's no need to go outside of you, right? Maybe you can partner with a personal trainer and give them a referral discount, right? So if they come through you, they get everything. They get everything, okay? So high ticket offers tend to offer more value. Okay? They tend to offer higher level long-term results. However, you know, I do have hypnotists who are charging like between 4 and 5,000 to just quit smoking. Like this will work on quick wins too. But why not build up the value so that it becomes a no-brainer, stupid to walk away from offer? Okay. All right. So again, high ticket offers tend to cover more bases, offer more value, and tackle all of the pain points of your ideal client, your dream client. Not anybody, your dream client. Okay? I hope you guys are writing this down. Make sure you guys are writing this down, okay? All right, and I think 2 more points here before I get lost in my own handwriting. So last couple things are, you guys ready for these last 2? Let me know you're still with me. Just drop the number 2 below. Let me know you guys are still with me. Ready for these last 2? This is going to be super important when it comes to picking your price point. So we'll talk about that one. You guys still with me? Just drop the number 2. Cool. Lark, you're still here. Awesome. I love talking to you guys. Do you guys have fun on these calls? Like, it's like party time. It's like I love to engage with people and bring life to this group rather than here's a post and here's a post. Those kind of get boring. But are you guys having fun on these Wednesday calls? Like, I think they're fun. Susan, good to see you. Lark, you're learning so much. I'm so glad to hear. I am so glad to hear. Sometimes I wonder, I'm like, am I, you know, I know these calls aren't long. I hope I'm delivering value. It's kind of like you get to hang out with your peeps, right? Like, you get to hang out with like-minded other healers who get it, right? Who are in the same place. Like, that to me is like your tribe. This is like my tribe. And yeah, you guys are my peeps. So cool. Glad it's helpful. All right. So the next point here, second to last one of the other key differences between low and high ticket is your price point. Again, now that it's no longer based on your time, now your price point is based on what do your clients need to invest in order to be committed. Very, my phone's ringing again, which is annoying. Okay. What do your clients need to invest to not only come in committed, but stay committed? Okay. What does that price point look like? That is no longer a gauge of your time. Now it is like, how much do they have to invest? For me, to get to where I am in my business right now, I had to invest. It's crazy.